This is Martial Arts Explorer, a video podcast series where we examine functional self-defense techniques as revealed in classical martial arts of all styles. I'm Scott Combs. Knife hand techniques are common in classical forms and traditionally interpreted as strikes or blocks. Classical thought provides another way to think about them, offering useful techniques that go beyond merely striking or blocking. This way, you have a vastly expanded vocabulary of techniques you can use to interpret your forms. This time, we're looking at what we call a double knife hand strike, but we're using it as a takedown. Let's go to the dojo floor.
Thanks, Scott. We're going to take a look at knife hand strikes, and actually in this case what we call a double knife hand strike because my back end is open too. When you twist, you tend to throw this across your body. Now, people think this is a blocking motion, striking motion, that's fine. We're going to look at it as a sweeping motion or a throw, and we're going to get behind me to do this. Adam's going to come in and join me. And you'll see us move in a lot of forms. Most styles of martial arts have something that comes across and you throw out these double knife hand strikes. He's going to reach in, and actually we're going to work a little different. We're going to come off of a finger poke. So he's coming in this way, he's being aggressive, and he's bringing his hands up in front. All right? As he starts this, he might be winding up to something bigger. All right? He might just be trying to get me to make a reaction, and I'm going to give him a reaction. All right? But I'm also not going to hurt him real bad because all he's doing is waving his finger. Remember, if he's doing his finger motion, and I come in and I snap his elbow, all right, you're going to have a hard time justifying that in court. So what we're going to work on is I'm going to do a slap parry. All right, something everybody should be practicing a lot of because it's an entry move that works great for a lot of situations. Inside, under, grab, pull. Now from here, I'm going to reach in, I'm going to push on the side of the face, bring it around, bring it up and away. And see how his body starts to twist and fall right now? And that's bringing me to knife hand position right here. The next thing I'm going to do is add in the leg. So he comes in, move in, start to stretch, reach, drop in behind, and finish twisting. One important note is the head position as I do this is one smooth motion. I'm not going to stop, I'm not going to push and then turn and lift. I want to come in all at once. Roll and pull. And there my leg wasn't even really behind him. He just tips over and I get him far enough and he's a little bit blocked. It's all it takes. Now if I was going to be mean when I was doing this would be a pop right here. I'd hit nice and hard. I'd stretch him, turn him, his whole body be rocked out and away. And then we'd come up, I'd kick this forward and I'd yank this back and we'd flip him up. All right, but remember we talked about this is a finger poke. All right, I'm not really going to assume he has 5 buddies with him and that he's already wound up. He's coming at me, he's being aggressive. All right, he wants to pick the fight. I'm going to go ahead right to here. Now I got to make sure I don't slam into him. I want to rub the side, twist around, up and down. And you can help hold them up when they go down because you want to protect their head. If I'm going to sweep him back, kick his foot out, his head's going to hit first. I want to roll a little slower so that his head doesn't bounce off the ground when we do this. We're going to get to class and give it a try. Thanks, Adam. We're going to look at P21 Showdown and the takedown that comes from a double knife hand strike. And this happens in a lot of different forms. You're looking at twisting motion coming across here. As Tom's reaching in, we're moving to the back side. All right, inside parry, step under, here's your slap parry. You're going to reach out, push and turn. All right, as I push and turn, I'm going to slide in nice and deep and I'm going to block his leg and I'm going to stretch out and I want to lift. Now, did you see my hands moved all at once? If you stop, this just makes it harder. If I was to hit him really hard and stun him, I might have time to twist and then lift separate. But if I'm going to do it all at once, all I have to do is twist and roll and I don't have to do anything else because he's going to fall. He gets to the point where his head's back over his hips and he's going to tip. All right, so be nice and smooth and be easy and step in, slap parry, move the head, wrap around. So it's outstretch him. Notice too, I'm not stopping here, I want him here. His body is leaned out and over and then I add the tip coming back and across. All right, give it a try. All right, Maddie, now you get a challenge because Adam's so much taller than you, all right? But this might come up in a real situation that's fine to deal with. All right, first of all, as this happens, come in, get a hold of this, and remember the magic angle is 45 degrees. So we're gonna pull 45 and down. See what happens? He pulls forward, okay? Pull to your hip. That's part of that chambering motion that we practice all the time. The next thing is slide forward. Don't stand back here and try and work on his head. Pull down and push in at the same time, okay? That's gonna help you a lot. Give that part a try. Pull him in, now step. Right, slide this, there we go. Now take the side of his face, push, pull, and lift. There you go. All Okay, keep working on that. Now as you do that, Tom, make sure you're getting tight enough. Oh, let's slide this way a little bit. All right, you're hanging out on the edge back here. Now you can reach because you're longer than Kelly is, okay? So this isn't hard to reach from here, but you also can't manipulate the throw real easy. So as you come in here, when my hand touches, I'm gonna step in. I start to get in here into range, and now as I do this, I just finish shifting in and I'm starting to bump out her legs and her hips, because remember, you wanna off balance everywhere, all right? So drive the body into it and stretch all the way out. Get her nice and tight across you. There you go. All right, whenever you practice one little thing, pick your best side. I want you guys to try this little head maneuver quick. If I'm working with Kelly real quick, if she's turned forward here, all I want you to do, don't do any hand motions, don't do any real setup. All I want you to do is to step in pretty close, take your hand, start here. Now we're just gonna twist, lift, I'm gonna throw you, all right? You're gonna go out and around. And notice I didn't take the leg, I didn't do anything else. I want you guys to try it and try it real smooth and real easy, where I'm gonna twist it and lift it. So it's twist and lift, and it's one motion, twist and lift. All right, and the body just rolls and falls down. Try just that much, because that's such an important part of taking this throw down. Now make sure both of you go ahead and hook right onto the face. You guys are both trying to be a little nice, and you sort of get to here, and then you sort of let go. Get right in there. I like to hook a thumb. You can even grab underneath. You can come across. Don't get bit. Okay. Keep your fingers together. All right. But if you hook here, out and around and back, you get in and keep a hold on that chin until they start to tip. Make sure you guys don't fall off the mat too. And give her a little lift. Lift her up at the end. Closer, a little more lift, pull them down so you can reach, okay? Remember, you don't have to do anything else, you don't have to do a setup or anything, just start right in here, pull them down, okay? So there, he's nice and short for you, get him nice and close, you can reach, and now go ahead and try it from right there. All right, now pull him down, slide in, get closer, there you go, twist and lift. Yep, the last part's the lift, bring them up and over. All right, real quick over here. All right, when we practice that, did anybody not feel a difference? Did everybody get it? Okay, good. Now it's something you gotta keep working on, all right? Remember, this is all one motion, it's up, and that head has to tip back. I see a lot of you sort of get the sideways part great, and then we get a lot of push, and they tend to fall over, and you guys are being real nice to each other, and that's good, because we don't wanna hurt each other, and it's fine. But if your partner stiffens up a little bit, gives you a little resistance, remember that head coming back is gonna be really important, all right? And the next thing else to remember is I talked about a little earlier, the appropriate level of response is very important. If we're doing this and the person's hauling off, they're gonna hit you, and they have multiple people with them, and you need to put them out of the way so you might be able to handle somebody else before you can leave, all right? You're gonna take them down a little bit harder. This is gonna be a shot and a hard takedown. But if this is one person and it's not a real violent situation, a nice takedown, especially where I was taking Kelly by the head, a little twist and turn, and she just collapsed. There was no real hard impact with the ground. Something very important to remember. All right, thank you guys, and thanks everyone for joining us. Back to Scott.
Remember to be careful if you'd like to try this at home. You should be familiar with break falling and have ample space to fall in without destroying your domicile. Further, we can't be responsible for any damage to people or places. We love getting email from you. Send it to explorer@martialartsexplorer.tv. For Martial Arts Explorer and Michael Kleinepier, I'm Scott Combs.